Hi guys, part two.
Hi guys, part two.
Thanks for bearing with us, guys. We're using a new streaming service today, so we are working out the kinks.
Yeah, it's great to be able to do this with you guys. We have one of the best communities on the internet, and we know that you guys support us, especially the handful of you guys that are diehards. 100% appreciated. So we have a couple of announcements as people are coming in. Uh, and remember, it's Tarot Night. Readings are absolutely free. All you have to do is specify which reader and what kind of reading you would like. So that is give us a direction or, like money or a relationship or what's going to happen in a couple years or I have a situation going. Can you give me clarity? Or ask a question. What about these things? Or if you don't know, state general. And that'll let us know that it's whatever we get is what we get, and we'll be able to openly read. That's it. Readings are absolutely free. You don't have to pay for them. And if you do donate stars, if you're on Facebook, if you donate stars, or if you donate to Spirit Mechanics, so if you'd like to donate to us, uh, that puts you at the top of the list. Technically, you're a paying customer at that point as opposed to getting a free reading online. So you get bumped to the top of the list. You also get the opportunity to be read by everybody if you would like.
Woo!
So announcements this weekend.
This weekend, we have a class being taught by one of our mechanics, Mr. Davis. He's awesome. And if you have not signed up for that class, it is actually going to be cut off at midnight tonight. There's a couple of reasons for that, but if you're interested in taking the class, it's Seals and Sigils. It will be a workshop class, but it's going to be exclusively online through our Discord. So what happens is you pop into the chat, we add you to the specific class, and then Davis teaches. It's a really awesome opportunity, and for anybody that's had a chance to talk to Davis, he's an amazing individual and an even better teacher. If you have taken our 100 series classes, that is the only prerequisite for this class, and that's just to make sure that you're caught up and that it's not just a ton of information all at once. So that'll be this weekend, Saturday night at 6 o'clock Eastern.
It is a $60 registration fee, and it shouldn't be any more than a couple hours tops. You guys are going to be going over sigils, seals, and wards, how they work, how they function, how to create them, how to break them down. And during this workshop, you're going to be doing all that with provided materials. So we'll have those out to you as soon as we possibly can. They will be overnighted to make sure that they get to you. That's the biggest reason why we need you guys to go ahead and sign up at the quickest convenience you have by midnight. Basically, we'll do it this way. Midnight should be the cutoff, but we'll say start of the business day tomorrow, quote unquote. Because we got to get stuff to the post office and whatever.
Yeah.
So you have time. So about 10 a.m. tomorrow is the absolute cutoff. So if you need time, if you need to get paid, your paycheck hits at midnight tonight, whatever, and you weren't going to make it, you can sign up until 10 a.m. tomorrow. That way we have enough time to get your package to you and what it is that you need as far as written material or anything like that. Again, that's going to be a $60 registration fee. You can find the digital flyer. It's floating around on our page. It is also on our personal pages floating around. You can also go to spiritmechanics.com and find it in the special events category of the drop-down box. So
there's a few different places to check it out. We do have some awesome stuff coming up in March for those of you that are interested in coming to see us at a couple of different events. So March is going to be a fun one. It is going to be a pretty busy month. And the first event that we're going to be at is Light It Up Fest, and that's going to be the 15th and 16th of March. That's going to be in Elizabethtown. It's a brand new event. It's the first time that it is the first time that it's happened, right?
Yeah, this is the inaugural.
The inaugural. So come out and see us, get your handshake, hug, high five. They're all free. And there's going to be a couple of us that'll be at the booth. It'll be a surprise as to who you get the chance to see. The next event that we have is actually Sacred Journey, and that is going to be the 29th and 30th. That's going to be up in
Cincinnati on Eastgate. So the Holiday Inn there on Eastgate, right off from Jungle Gyms, right down the way from Jungle Gyms.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that. Sacred Journey is always an awesome event, and there's always some cool stuff going on. You can find it here on Facebook, Sacred Journey Market. You can also find it on YouTube, and you can of course look it up on sacredjourneymarket.com, I believe. But it'll tell you who all is going to be there, the special seminars that are going down, the special events during and after, and we're just stoked to be a part of it. So that kind of wraps up our March, I believe.
It does indeed.
So you guys may be wondering, is like, well, what about the local gig? Well, the local gig is still going to be happening. It is still going to be here. We're just not going to be at it. So the same weekend as Light It Up Fest, the Central Kentucky Mystical Market will be going on. So you can go and hang out with some of the people that you would normally see, but most of us that are doing Light It Up Fest are also major participants in the Central Kentucky Mystical Market. So you might see some new faces, you might not. I don't know what the situation is going to be for March, but it is still going on. You can still go support it. Come up to, come down to Elizabethtown one day and hang out at the Central Kentucky one day.
Because it's actually just one day this month.
Yep.
The Central Kentucky Mystical Market. Light It Up Fest in Elizabethtown is both days.
All right.
So we have a few people signed up for readings. First one is Terry, and she wants an all read.
Terry.
She wants to know if there's any warning signs with her new job.
Oh. Terry's wanting to look for red flags. Yeah. And an all read. All right.
Bust down your favorite cards for this one, Terry.
Terry. Again, go ahead.
Agreed, Shelly. Shelly said she can't wait to see us at Sacred Journey. It's been too long.
Same.
It's been a month of Sundays. Y'all are being.
God, I haven't seen you all since last June.
Actually, it's been pretty close to that.
Okay. So that's why you didn't want a friggin' shovel. Fair enough.
That motherfucker looks surly as shit.
Not as surly as that one.
Actually,
Raymond, if you've got cards, you are more than welcome to go
I
first.
do not have cards yet. Ed decided to say, nah, I'm not the one for this one. Okay, bud.
Okay. I don't mind starting. So part of the good thing that you've got going on right now, Terry, is the fact that you're actively looking for the red flags. So because you're actively looking for them, you're going to find them. It's going to take a minute for them to actually show up in the way that they need to. Because at first it's going to appear just like, oh, no, that's a one-off thing. Don't let them box you into that. Because that's kind of what things look like at the current moment, is that, yes, it's a completed cycle from you starting the new job, the previous one ending and you starting a new one. But there's a lot of getting boxed in. And when that starts to happen, remember that you're actually you don't have to maintain that small box that they think that you fit into. Get creative with how you interact with your trainers. They're not the ones that are going to be trying to box you in, and it doesn't feel like it's going to be an issue with dispatch. It feels like it's going to be an issue potentially with somebody a bit higher up than that you don't directly report to. Just a lot of small changes that are going to end up being something that has the potential to box you into something. I'm just not getting a clear read on what it is that is potentially going to get boxed, like what the box is.
That may be where I can come in.
Okay. And for some reason, okay, just remember that a box doesn't have to be a litter box. The box is what you make it. I don't fucking know. It was literally a poop joke for some fucking... It turned into a freaking cat poop joke. And I'm just like, I don't... Puff pass.
Fucking fair. So you shouldn't be concerned right now with the small things. And right now, a lot of what you're feeling is small stuff. Now, the big thing here, Pat was talking about, there we go. Pat was talking about being boxed in. Be careful of who you tell what. The big thing here is more of a situation where it's not someone that's going to be out to get you or going to intentionally cause an issue. This is going to be more about you giving more information than you should. Basically right now, unless it's asked for specifically, no one needs to fucking know. The biggest reason for that is that you being the new kid on the block, especially with your particular work ethic and the way that you are literally about the situation, people are going to start looking for ways to take you down a peg. If they have a reason, they're going to. And it's not going to be well, we're going to get you fired. It's literally, they're going to try their best to break you. This could be a chauvinist trying to, lord his dick over a woman. This could be another woman that is trying to show that she has a bigger dick than you. Either way, it's going to be a situation where it's going to be a pissing contest. The biggest problem right now is not the biggest red flag in this space. It's the cause of them. So right now, it looks as though everything's pretty much going to pan out as far as what it is that you're wanting to do. Everything's going to be fine. The biggest deal here is hold your integrity. If motherfuckers can't question you, then you don't have anything to worry about.
The litter box thing was literally a metaphor for cats. What does a cat do when they're done taking a shit? They cover it. Cover your ass. And Terry said in the comments, fucking Palm Isle dispatcher is now a driver manager at one of the locations, the one who's doing the verbal abuse.
There it is.
Oh.
Confirmation.
What is this box? Raymond, you got anything else?
Mine play a lot off what Pat and Steve have already said. Just remember to keep your integrity up, and like Steve said, don't be too quick with information. Take your time to get to know people and fill them out to make sure that they are who they say they are, on top of you being, who you say you are, which we already know that that's not an issue with you. So
Fuck no.
take your time and let your work speak for itself.
Back yourself up, Terry.
Back yourself up, Terry. You got this. In reverse, Terry.
She's gonna
Hi,
kill.
Missy and Mandy. Love you, assholes. Hi, Dustin. Love you, asshole.
Missy and Mimi, if y'all would like readings, just let me know who you want to read you and if you would like a general read. Until y'all get me an answer on that one, though, we do have another general I'll read, and that's Russ.
Russ.
Rassel.
Yeah, hopefully that helped, Terry. Love you.
Love you, Terry.
Russell wants a general.
Russell wants a general. He wants an all read.
Okay.
Okay. I've got you added to the list, Mimi.
Missy wants added to the list too. Mr. Russell. Really making it have them jump to the top of the deck there.
Yeah, it's a shame we would get flagged for some of the stuff that we would potentially be normally playing in the background.
Oh, 100%. I mean, we're probably going to get flagged just because I'm humming a tune to myself.
Even though it's a tune you just made up on the spot.
I did not make that up on the spot. Technically, though, according to copyright law, because I'm humming it, it's a cover, meaning I own the fucking rights to it. Fuck you, Facebook. Shitty algorithm having ass. Anyway.
And Rob, I've got you added as well. Just let us know in the comments if you would like a general reader, if you have a specific question in mind.
Mr. Russell.
Yep. Mr. Russell.
All right. Hey, look.
God, that card freaks me the fuck out.
There's your buddy.
God damn it.
So, I know y'all can't see it.
I will walk up and show them because this card freaks me the fuck out every time. Just the face on it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
That cat is up to something, and I love
Because
it.
I'm just like, what the fuck is with this smile? Like, I love this dude's artwork, and the fact that this card is called the Watcher is so aptly named.
I mean, it's not.
But like that creepy ass smile, it gets me every time.
Somebody's watching me.
But it's not a smile. That's the part that gets me. It's not a smile. It's literally the under of the cat's chin. It's the contour of the cat's chin. It just looks like a smile.
It does. It's
Creepy under chin smile.
Under chin smile. Mm. Mm.
I am not ready with cards, but if anybody else is,
Damn. Damn.
excuse me.
Mr. Russell.
And I did get you, I got it updated, Rob. Thank you.
Which Rob?
Abbott.
Oh. Hello, hello, Mr. Rob. I can go first, unless you got it, Ray.
Go for it. I'll follow you.
So, the crux of this particular reading is either A, it feels as though you're actually being attacked. So, in other words, life's pressures are starting to get to the point where they feel aggressive. It's not just, well, this was a shitty day or I had a bad experience this week. It's literally an aggressive kind of shift in life to where things just seem to be piling up, which is kind of what it actually seems like. But the big thing here is that there is a strong want, almost a need to dig a way out. It's kind of like falling into a hole, and instead of waiting for a lifeline, scrambling, trying to dig your way out with your hands is what it really feels like. A lot of restlessness or agitation, and at weird times, at really inopportune times. You put on a brave front, especially for your kids. You go about your business. You do your day to day. You stand up, dude. You've always been that way, at least around us, Russell. But there is something that's gnawing at you, something that just seems predatory. A conversation you need to have, maybe, or an upcoming event that you're trying to prepare for but don't know how to. Something to those lines. There's this real back and forth between, because we have a lot of literal, the predator came up and the sacrifice came up and the clever came up, and all one specific deal. So we're overthinking a situation. Then the watcher, the trickster, and the gatekeeper. Basically, we're overthinking to the point where we're basically boxing ourselves in. So it's a cycling thought. We can't find a way out because we're not seeing a way out. And then we have the warrior, the champion, and then sleepless, meaning that we do this until we fall asleep and we wake up and we do it again. One thing, let's see if I can get at least a little bit of fucking clarity on this. Okay. So the Bastion card is what came up for clarity. Bastions are literally the last stronghold. They're in the far back reaches where the women, the children, the elderly, the sickly, the injured, they all go so that they're protected from the front line. In this particular sense, it's almost as though you're trying to save what little bit of yourself you can. Something in life has gotten you to the point to where there's some questions, or it feels as though you, like I said earlier, you're pigeonholed, you're boxed in, and you're trying to save that one little piece of yourself that nobody can touch. The big thing right now is try your best to take you a good breath, man. Realize that it's only going to be as difficult as you make it. You got this. And the biggest thing is even if this is just a repetitive thought, it's just an obsessive thought, it is your thought. It's your process. It's your life. You have the ability to dictate how things roll. It may not be easy and it may not, be a quick fix, but being able to tell yourself that you need to take a moment is really important. Understand where it is that you're at. If you're at your capacity, recharge. That's kind of what this is about. It's being at your wits' end because you're at the end of your rope. Take a minute, man. Next.
I've got a bit more on that for you, Russell. Because my cards have flowed really, really close to Steve's tonight as so far. There's that balancing act between decisions that you want to make and priorities, and trying to figure out how to make the two match. But you're also stuck with that one certain sentimentality, that one certain memory that keeps pulling you back away from making the decision that you actually want to make. And at this point, you're either, do I power through, or do I take a minute and take a breath? And honestly, from what the cards are saying, what Steve has already said and stuff, let's take that moment and reevaluate what you're thinking, reevaluate yourself, that self-evaluation, just taking that moment and regathering the purpose behind the idea. And don't forget, progress is based on you, and don't keep raising the bar of expectations so high that you don't get to see the progress that you've already made, bud. You've got this. We have faith in you.
So, as far as what I got, the first card and the card that I haven't been able to get that keeps looping back is the King of Tombs. So in this deck, that card is tombs are actually pentacles. And one of the first things that I wanted to ask you when you asked for the reading before I pulled cards was, how's that decision on the new job going? Because a couple months back, you had asked us about a possible new job, or you had an opportunity, I think, to go to Virginia. But the way the rest of this feels, because I also pulled the Hierophant, the Empress, the High Priestess, the Six of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. It's a lot of indecision, but it feels like a lot of going back and forth just mentally, not wanting to make the same mistake again. But it feels like you got a lot of burn in you and a lot of burnout. Just be careful with that, man. If it's this big of a decision, take the second to think about it. If it's one that has to be made quickly and that's where all this fire is coming from, you can still take a second. Even if you just need to ground and call one of us and just chat for a minute. You can, man. Also, I really need you to ground if you can, please. Just take a minute and step outside, squish your toes in the sand, in the dirt, poke a tree. That'll work too. Just something so that you can recenter. And take care of yourself, please. I hope that helps a little bit. Okay. catching up on a couple of comments. Had several people say howdy. Pam, I can get you added to the list. Right now, we're only doing all three of us reads for stars. But if you want, I can get you on for a tandem read if you're interested in that. Toby popped in. The Missing Elements joined in.
What's up, y'all?
Russ said, no, someone else got that job, looking for another job, but not heard back from any of them. Okay.
There it is. Okay. There's some clarity. Thank you for letting us know, Russ. If you need anything, bud, let us know.
For real. You're an awesome dude and you have an incredible work ethic. The job will come. Okay. So next up, we have Mike. He wants a general. He wants a read from anyone who feels called to it.
Which Mike?
Our hippie Mike.
Pick a number between 1 and 3, Mike.
Sure thing, Toby. Do you have a specific reader or question you would like answered or read from? While we're waiting on Mike to get back to us. 3. Did you actually number everybody out? Were you 3?
I was. My OCD told on me. And I had everybody numbered out.
What number was I?
2.
Because I was 1, because I'm the only one in the screen. So
Exactly. 1, 2, 3.
That's hilarious.
So what is it? A general?
Yeah.
Just general read?
Yeah.
How blunt force trauma do you want this to be? Baseball bat, fall from a high space. How do you want it, my guy?
Actually, I think the other day.
Oh, I'm just shuffling this one because it needs it. I have an idea. It is not going to be the scrawl deck.
No.
No.
I still don't have its counterpart with me right now.
It's so upset with life right now anyway.
Because it doesn't have its counterpart?
No, just because it exists.
Oh, fair enough. Tommy, who do you want to read you while we're waiting on Mike to answer if he wants raw and heavy, my brother?
Well, right deck. How's that for connectivity? Cold-blooded.
I need to get with you, Mike.
All right. So a general from Mike.
Yep.
and I still have sleep token banging in my head.
Which one? Not that you can sing it on while we're online, but
Yes. The answer is yes. Actually, well, I can say the name of it. I just can't sing it. Dark Signs right now.
All right.
I had them playing earlier.
and
All right, Mike.
so just letting everybody know in the comments. Trisha, Steve, I'll let you find it out. Well, we may have you pick a number. Can do, Toby. So currently, Steve is reading for Mike. After this, we have Mimi for a general. We have Missy for a general after that. We have Rob for Raymond, and then we've got Talby. So if you would like to be added to the list, please let us know in the comments who you would like to read you and what question you have. Also, Pam, I have you on the list as well. You're in front of Talby.
Neat. Actually. All right. So this particular deck, I'm not using the cats. I'm using my Shadows deck. The Shadows and Spirits. Now, the big thing here with this deck is it talks more about specifics when it comes to mental states, to shifts in life, to trauma states, different things like that, at least with me. It's nowhere near the deck that most people choose. So with this one, we have the Aristocrat, we have Resolve, and we have the Sun. So with this one, it's literally currently, at least as far as the mental situation, we're trying to find a way to rise from the gutter. You know, it's a rags to riches kind of thing. I was this person before, or I had these conflicts before. I'm rising above those. I'm better than that now. The other thing, however, is the flip of that. So there have been some moments, let's see, before I talk out of my ass, as I get the literal confirmation, literally the truth card. So there have been some moments where there's been a lot of, yeah, things are coming a little easy. Yeah, we're taking each day as it comes, that kind of thing. But there's been some of the, why is it so easy? There's been a couple of the things of, am I trying too hard? Am I making this not difficult, but am I really exhausting myself when I don't need to try so hard? Yeah, there it is. I was wondering where we were going to get to the crux of that. So this is the mischievous part of yourself. Literally, we get the mischief card. This is the mischievous part of yourself. This is the little devil on the shoulder. This is the, you know, in the cartoons, this is what would shove the conscience into a sack and, you know, throw it down river. Be very mindful right now of where your head goes. There is a little bit of concern, especially considering that the mischief card wanted to be laid on top of the Aristocrat and Resolve. So the things that we're trying to build, the things that we're moving towards, there's going to be a want to kind of jump ship at some point in the near future. There's going to be a want to sit down or get cold feet or things like that. Does it mean that that's going to last? No, not at all. But it is something to really pay attention to. Now, this is the other part. So on top of the Sun and the Truth card, we get the Hunter. So there's still this need to know whether or not what it is that you're choosing, what it is that you believe, what it is that you have going on, if that is the best you that can be. There's not a question that you're making the right decisions. It's just, is the follow through what you need? Or should you change your approach? Just because you've made a decision for yourself, it doesn't mean that you can't change perspective or that you can't shift gears. It means that you've made a commitment that you should follow through. That's it. How you get there is your business.
Do you want me to read you his comment?
Yeah.
School fucked up my funding, and for a couple days I wanted to just say the hell with it.
So, interestingly enough, and the reason why I was giggling. So we're talking about this. You gave the confirmation in the comments. The last card that I pulled was the journey card, literally the journey. This is understanding that life is about living it. There's not a secret. There's not a cheat code. There's not a life hack. Life hacks are bullshit anyway. Most of them take more effort than just doing it outright. But this is talking about understanding the choice you made and the reason why you made it, and understanding that just because you had a little bit of a detour doesn't mean you're not going to get there. A lot of times when we're halted in life, when there's something that we're wanting or we're working towards and we're literally stopped cold, usually at those particular times, it's because we're not focused on the right things. The priorities aren't where they need to be, or we're overcomplicating a situation and we're still moving, right? It's the perception of being halted. In your case, it's more of the second one. There's a perception that things kind of took a little bit of a stall. Well, no, it really didn't. You're going to get shit straight. You're going to get the funding figured out, and you're going to be back in probably by next semester. That's not going to be an issue.
He said I decided to change schools.
Case in point. The big thing here, man, is sticking with it. Anything worth having is worth working towards, and anything worth working towards is worth fighting for. And a good education and bettering yourself is one of the best things that you could ever fight for. So good for you. Know that it's going to be okay. Everything is going to work out as it should. Not necessarily how we want it, but how it should. You've got this. You and Terry have this. So trust the process, man. It's going to be okay.
He said, "You're right." So we do have a bit of a change in readings because Shelly sent in stars and would like an all read.
Damn it. Shelly, damn, you're making us work.
Hey, Lisa. Thank you for sending stars. Please let us know in the comments if you would like a reading. And if you would like the reading, please let us know who you would like to read you and if you have a specific question. And like I said, absolutely thank you, Steve.
We got you, bub. And you're always welcome.
So Shelly's question is a romantic relationship coming soon? And she does want an all read.
The cats work better for that.
Yeah.
These would just be dicks. Some decks like to talk. Some decks like to gossip. Some decks like to shit talk.
You can, Pam. There should be an option right next to the share button to send stars. Alrighty, Shelly.
On the book face, yeah. If you are, I think we're attached to YouTube tonight.
Yes.
Okay. If you're on YouTube, you can also join the stream. Facebook.com/spiritmechanics, spelled the same way as it is on YouTube. and you can drop stars for us. Reason why we do stars is it's really it's a fun thing for us. It helps pay for some of the social streaming deals that we do and some of the other things, but it's inexpensive to you guys. So where it says, while I'm shuffling, where it says 200 stars for your first gig, for your first drop, it's $2. Each star is a penny. So it's literally a gratuity. So it's not too much for you guys, and that way we're not like, oh, pay us a fistful of fucking money to give you an online reading.
And thanks again for the stars, Lisa. If you could let me know in the comments if you would like a general read or if you have a specific question. I do have you down for an all read after Shelly. And Shelly, this is your read currently.
It is love life.
You
Relationship readings are usually not my bag. Whoever has their cards can go first.
I guess I'm up then. All right.
Yeah. I don't have them yet.
So most of my cards go along with, the question you asked in general, which was if there's a romantic relationship in the future. There's going to be opportunities for connections and stuff, and there's going to be that chance to take a move on and create something new. So there is the opportunity for a relationship in the future. The problem that falls into it is hesitation, that uncertainty that usually hits. What if it starts to turn out like the last one? What if? And you got to stop and remember not to cock block yourself. Literally. Because if you're trying to compare a new relationship to an old one, then it's not going to go very far. So give yourself that time, and when that person comes in front of you, take it slow and just enjoy it. Next.
So, Shelly, I love you. I love you a lot. You got the 10 of Swords, the 9 of Wands, the 2 of Swords, the 3 of Wands, the Queen of Chalices on its side, and the Chariot. And essentially what I'm getting from all of that is very similar to what Raymond said. Be mindful of cock blocking yourself. A lot of the times we can view situations as the same one in the past. And that's one of the great things that I love about this card specifically. So in this deck, the 10 of Moons is actually the 10 of Swords. This card is bloody. You've been through a lot of shit. You've been through a lot of rough situations. And you've always come out on the other side all right. It's important to remember that when you're looking for different relationships, to not put yourself back in the same things that you just got out of. Because it looks like you're kind of going back and forth on whether or not you want to get back into the dating scene. And I can understand the desire to. Just make sure that's what you actually want to do. and that you're 100% certain of what it is that you want in another partner. Because it looks like you've been manifesting a little bit, and I totally get that. But it's almost like you start to manifest something and you start to see it in another individual, what it is you actually want. And then your fight or flight kicks in. What if they're like this person or that person? Take care of yourself, girl. It'll be okay. And you don't have to fight yourself. The last thing for me is specifically with the Chariot card and the Queen of Chalices being on its side. It's going to get better. Things will look up. You just got to be a bit more patient. Don't run headfirst into another wall or into another partner that isn't an awesome individual, because you deserve better than that. Next.
So mine's about putting a pretty bow on both of those. So the big thing here is, before looking for somebody else, you have to know what it is that you want in life. You have to understand what it is that you're looking for in yourself. Because an actual partner is somebody that's supposed to complement you. They're supposed to fill in the gaps. They're supposed to, make things make sense where they don't. If you're trying to find somebody that checks all the boxes, you're going to die alone. Nobody is going to find somebody that is absolutely perfect. The next thing is there was a lot of talk about, cock blocking, about going back into similar situations. This one is more of, it's almost as if you want to know what kind of dude to expect, as opposed to, will you actually find somebody? Does this person that I'm looking for exist? The truth of the matter is, yeah, this person does exist. Is it going to be 100% anytime soon? Literally, that's up in the air. We have the Swift card followed by the Secret card in this deck. The Swift card acts like the Chariot. So we're moving forward. We're getting what it is that you want. We just don't know what time frame. And then the card on top of those is the Lover. So you're going to find somebody. It's going to happen. We also have the Balance card, the Resolute, and Pride. This is understanding the difference between being a strong woman and being an empowered one. A strong woman doesn't need to worry about strength and who she is. It's understood and it's known by everybody else. No one has to ask a fucking question because they can see it on your face. An empowered woman is one that has to talk about being strong, is one that has to prove to themselves that they are. This is finding that particular balance, being empowered enough to go ahead and take the first steps, but being strong enough to wait for what it is that you actually want. The last three that we have is Sleepless, the Herald, and Patience. So in this particular sense, yes, it's talking about restless sleep, different things like that, but more about a restlessness and roaming thoughts, followed by the Herald, which is basically someone that comes in as a prophet or somebody that comes in to foretell something that's coming. In 3 days, such and such is going to happen, that kind of bit. So literally, this is talking about making sure that, and this is what I meant by putting a pretty bow on the first two, this is talking about being careful about self-fulfilling prophecy. Keep yourself in check, and you're going to get what it is that you want, as long as you don't manifest things falling apart before they have a chance to get going. have the important things that you want in mind. Dude's got to be honest. Dude's got to be, an actual man, not a boy in a dude's body. They actually have to have a work ethic. They actually have to give a shit that I am a mother. Important things. Have that checked off. The rest of it will fall in line. Those are the important things, yeah? Make sure that you know what it is that you need first before you worry about what it is that you want. And you'll get exactly what it is you're looking for. Hopefully that helped out some.
Love you, Shelly.
Very much.
And so we did have another set of stars come through.
Oh, thank you guys very much, every one of you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. So next up is actually Pam. Pam, can you let me know in the comments if you got a specific question or if you would like a general read? And then after that, we've got Lisa Gordon Snyder. And then after that, we have Mimi, Missy, Rob,
Oh, wow.
and Talby.
We got a busy night tonight, y'all.
We do. And Pam does want an all read.
Oh, okay. What, you got a specific direction, Miss Pam, or a specific question, or do you just want it to be what we get is what we get?
Just need to know, because that typically determines which set of cards any of the three of us use. So,
And while we're waiting on Miss Pam's comment, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of this. And, we're always happy to hang out and be a part of things with you. So it's very much appreciated you guys spending your Thursday night with us.
and Talby just sent stars too, so Talby's getting bumped further up. Shelly did comment, thank you, and I do know what I want and what I won't settle for.
Good.
Good for you, girl.
Absolutely.
You deserve awesome things. And
Now you just got to believe you do. Wink, wink, wink.
so while we're waiting on Pam to answer, Talby, since you sent stars, it does give you the option for an all read. So that does actually change the order a little bit. So it's Pam, and then it's Talby, because Talby was on the list first, and then Lisa Gordon Snyder. So Talby, let me know in the comments if you would just want me to read or if you do want all three of us to read. Pam did comment as well. Recently had something spirit-wise. Is this a part of my spiritual journey increasing?
Huh. Okay.
Switching the cards up.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That is a very interesting question.
So, let's see. Thanks for all the stars, guys. That really does help a ton.
Absolutely. Y'all are awesome for doing that. It's very much appreciated.
Okay. Wink, 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 nudge, nudge, nudge from Talby. Okay, so I take that as an all read. Pam, had something happen recently spirit-wise? Is this a part of her spiritual journey increasing? Raymond, if you've got cards, you're more than welcome to kick off. Because this isn't making sense yet.
As the dog barks. Me too, dog. Shit.
Okay. Oh, okay. Cool. Okay.
Maybe? No. Every time I start to talk, he starts barking. So
If
maybe
you
delay
want,
him to start.
I can kick off. Okay, Pam. So it looks like you got a lot going on. Some of it good, some of it a bit on not the questioning side, but it. So in this deck, the cards that I got were the Guardian, the Illusionist, the Poet, Dystopia, Transformation, and the Ancestor. So it feels like you actually have a couple of things going on right now. Ouch. It's my freaking shoulder. So it does look like you actually have a couple of ancestors reaching out, but they're specifically trying to guide you on how you can keep yourself safe in certain situations. Because it looks like either you're currently in one that's kind of rough that you need to be very cautious of, because the Illusionist along with Dystopia is concerning. It's actually kind of reading like they're trying to tell you something specific on how to keep yourself safe, and you're hearing it in a different way than what they're telling you. Not everything is bad. Not everything is good. There's a very gray area in a lot of the metaphysical community. If you're struggling to hear something, yeah, I can repeat the cards. So the Guardian card, the Ancestor card, the Poet card, the Illusionist, Dystopia, and Transformation. And I pulled a card for clarification and got the Deceiver. So the way that the cards actually wanted to be laid out was the Guardian and the Ancestor together, the Poet in the middle with Dystopia and Transformation, and the Illusionist and the Deceiver on the right. So I actually have them sectioned out. And I don't normally read in a breakout like this, which is why it took me a second to kind of get things a bit more squared away. Don't doubt what it is that you have going on. Even small things can actually lead to big transformations. And if you're struggling to hear something in the correct way, there's always another way that you can listen. Just be mindful of creating your own negativity in your own space. Emotional attachments are a really big issue, just blanketly with everybody. Everybody gets them. Listen to what your ancestors are trying to show you. They've got a lot of ideas about how to actually keep you safe and how to get rid of some of the things that are more negative. But as far as if it's to increase your spiritual journey, everything is an opportunity to increase your journey. The lessons that are good and the lessons that are hard. It doesn't have to be hard unless you ask for it to be hard. If you want to learn more, there's ways to do that. But I would definitely start by talking with your ancestors. Next.
So, looking at these cards, there's a lot that points towards mediumship. Um, and what I mean by that is it may be a latent ability that you have, so something you were born with, or it may be something that you're working on, so an acquired skill. But literally, we have layered death, guidance, and resilience, literally mediumship. Um, Now, the interesting thing and the way that this is working is there is a struggle. Part of this is, well, am I actually seeing it? Am I actually experiencing it? Is it a real thing? Am I just making, things up? We have battle, then we have chaos, then we have eccentricity. So it is a struggle with the abstract. The logical brain wants to say that it's one thing, and then the spiritual minded abstract brain goes, but it's cool if it's seen as this. The understanding between these two is right now there's not an understanding. So the way that a lot of gifts work is, especially with mediumship, is you look at the logical side first. Did I see what I thought I saw? Okay, awesome. Did I hear what I thought I heard? Wow. Did I hear what I thought I heard? There's the right words. Yes, awesome. Or no, it honestly was a shadow on the wall. It was my, house coat hanging off the back of the door, those kinds of things. Or it was the heater kicking on or the air conditioning, whichever kicking on. So that's the sigh I heard. It wasn't really a sigh. It was the unit. It's being able to differentiate what's real and false and what is, actual spiritual connectivity and what's pareidolia. So I think that's one of the big things that you need to work out is whether or not you're doing something that's referred to as pareidolia or matrixing in a lot of situations. So basically the brain filling in gaps for things that it doesn't understand. So you don't have all the information and you start to see faces where it's just hanging clothes or, it's certain grains in wood or, things like that. Or you're seeing bodies or you're seeing certain things, but it's literally just a pile of whatever junk, or it's, it's something that you're wanting to hear. Now, the reason why I'm bringing that up is we have mimicry, mercy, and mourning. So it's a situation where the gift is there and it wants to be used. It wants to be something that is out front and outspoken. There are people around you that want you to use that gift, both living and dead. The problem here is you may want to, and this is something that Pat had mentioned, you may want to look into if you do your own self-maintenance, things like that, you may want to look into checking to see if you have an emotional attachment. This usually when I get these cards, especially the mimicry card in a reading about spiritual gifts, a lot of times it comes down to a lot of the reason why the person feels blocked or that they're not getting the right answers is because they are being blocked. And emotional attachments are a dime a dozen. You walk outside in the rain, you're going to track mud in your house. It's literally, it's just a matter of going through due process, giving yourself a checkup or talking to somebody. It doesn't have to be us. It can be somebody else that you know. But talking to somebody that has the ability to do some Reiki or some physical alchemy or some shaman have the ability to do the thing. Basically an energy worker. talking to somebody that can feel it out, that you trust, and have them give you the once over and clean you out. I think that'll help out quite a bit. It'll also help you connect to ancestry, the way that Pat was talking about. It'll also help you make heads and tails of what it is that you are seeing and are experiencing. Starting off at factory default is sometimes the best way to go. Raymond.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of my cards are very similar to what they've said. Just remember, you don't have to prove yourself to everybody. Not everybody's going to believe you, even if you can prove it. Just remember, you don't have to prove yourself to everybody. Take the time, fill it out. Make sure you collect the evidence, take and back it up what you say. You know, that is the one great thing about being a medium who also investigates. You can help collect the evidence while you're telling people what you're picking up. And there's also that hesitation to want to take and doubt yourself. And I really need you to stop that. You are overthinking at times, and overthinking does not help when you're trying to take and work out what you're trying to fill out, because that's when you start getting, like what Steve says, that's when you start getting the pareidolia. Oh, but it could have been this, it could have been that, when those things weren't even actually what you were supposed to be picking up on. Definitely take and get checked over for the attachments and stuff, but also take time to just meditate and actually reach out to your ancestors and reach out to your guides, because that seems to be something that isn't where you need it to be right now to help you actually expand your journey. So I hope that helps.
She had said everything so far is spot on, and afterwards I will explain. So totally fair.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. And we also do have we have a shift in the order of readings again.
People are like, oh shit, I can get this done sooner.
Pretty much. But because Mimi has been on the list, she got bumped to the top. So
After
next
Lisa.
we have Mimi for a general and an all read. And then we have Tommy for a general all read. Then we have Lisa Gordon Snyder for an all read, but she did actually give us something to work with.
Anyway.
And by the way, at 10 o'clock, we're cutting off more suggestions or more requests.
More suggestions. You could suggest that we read you all you want.
Because after
At 10 o'clock, we're saying no.
Yeah,
Oh,
after the
God.
stars, we've got back to the non-stars. We have Missy General. She wants anyone to read. Then we've got Rob looking for some insight into business, wants Raymond to read, and then Melissa Bagley for you.
Oh, okay.
So currently, that's our list. Y'all got 9 minutes to get added to the list. Those of you that want to send stars, you are more than welcome to. There is no pressure to. But that would get you bumped to the top of the list. Okay. Mimi. Look, Love you too. Okay. General for me. I'm not gonna go get that deck.
How rough do you want this, chick?
Um,
Oh, wow.
that's Pam explaining.
Oh, okay.
Pam said, so let me explain why I asked. Recently, I've had a vision and messages coming, which I thought was for someone else, a vision of something not so good, waiting to show itself and attaching to her. This has happened twice, which I thought was for her, starting to believe it is for me. Misreading the messages, as you all said.
It's whether we're right or whether we're wrong on who it's for. It's always good to make sure that you get yourself checked up every once and again anyway. So the worst that'll happen is nothing. You know, you'll go and get looked at by your friend or somebody that you trust, or set something up with us if you'd like, and we won't find anything. They won't find anything. But something tells me that you may want to actually look into that.
She said, this has caused me to continually worry that this person is not protecting themselves enough. If that's the case, it definitely would not hurt to get checked out on your side of things as well, just to be safe. It never hurts to have a double check, but if they're also not protecting themselves, it's never a bad thing to make sure that they know how to. Because sometimes that's half the battle, is sometimes people don't know how to protect themselves or how to protect
Knowledge.
themselves.
The rest is intense violence.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. We're definitely getting violent in this fucking chat because Missy just sent stars too. So Tolly, you're now after Missy.
Son of a bitch.
So did Melissa Bagley. So this is for Mimi.
She says she wants it rough as fuck.
Misty, let me know in the comments who you want to read. If you just want anyone, or if you want all read, or what you looking for.
What you want?
So tell me.
What you now?
So Mimi.
I do have cards if you want me to start.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, chick. There's been a lot of back and forth about whether it's time to move on or not. And healing is a rough process, especially after losing someone like that. But there's a lot of back and forth on it. And honestly, take the time instead of focusing on, breaking away from the grief and breaking away from everything, moving forward to take and be able to define who you are now. Because there's been a lot of questioning about that. Who am I without him? Who am I now? What's going to happen now? And actually, if you listen, your guides are speaking to you and telling you the answers to your questions. And that just leaves you to a choice and understanding the consequences of that choice. Because it's not going to be an easy road. It's not. It never is, especially with grief. But it's okay to accept the loss. It doesn't mean that you lose the love or the memories. It's just dropping the grief so it doesn't hurt as much anymore. You still have a lot of people behind you. You still have a lot of people around you that love you. Don't ever forget that.
Why don't you be loud as shit? Oh my goodness. So mine went in a little bit different direction. Mine's talking more about needing to overcome a certain situation other than, loss. We're talking about, in all honesty, a particular choice that you're needing to make to better yourself. We have the conqueror, then the navigator, then illumination on top of each other. So literally, we're overcoming an adversity. We're moving past. We've made a choice. The way looks bright. Everything is as it should be. And then we kind of get a little bit derailed. So we have the Bastion, then we have the Immortal, and then the Resolute. Now, again, the Bastion is literally, usually when this comes up, it's talking about somebody that's withholding something, trying to keep it safe. And then we have the Immortal, which is essentially the death card, which is change. So we're literally withholding a part of ourselves that we need to allow some transformative energy to reach. Then we have the Resolute, meaning that we don't feel as though there's a need to allow that part to shift, to transform, to transmute, to actually adapt and change. The problem with that is that we constantly do regardless of whether we think we do or not. You're a brand new human being, both physically and mentally, every 3 years or so. New cells, new skin, new hair, new literally everything. You are a brand new human being every 3 years or so. Every breath you take is a new lease on a brand new life because it's a choice to continue to live. There is a lot going on that is well above and out of your control. Trying to keep yourself in confinement in a room, in a locked space. Basically, this is talking about a comfort zone. Let's quit with the fucking analogies and the mystical talk. This is literally talking about comfort zones and your need to get past them. Take the risk, understand that it is a risk, understand that you're probably going to take a loss, but you need to actually take the fucking risk. Live a little. Do something more than stress and, bitch about work. Live a little. Take the moment, take the day, take, the afternoon, take a breath. It doesn't matter. Live a Little. The last three that we have is Sleepless, The Herald, and The Trickster. So the reason why we're not wanting to change is we're actually foreseeing, quote unquote, foreseeing that it's going to be, it's going to fall apart. It's not going to work out. It's not going to be the best. It's going to lead towards bad shit. Well, I mean, if it honestly is, then don't do it. But 9 times out of 10, you're just talking yourself out of the possibility for a good thing. That's kind of what this is looking like, is that you've made a choice and you're afraid of fucking it up. So we're not going to take any risks while we're moving forward. Well, if you're not allowing yourself to actually take a gamble on a couple things here and there, then you're really not able to actually test the water. You're not going to know where it's deep and where it's not. And when you do decide to take a step, you're going to drown. You have to let yourself actually fucking function like a human. Next.
So I actually pulled from 2 decks, and I got a deck out that I didn't want to pull out tonight. But part of the reason why I went and got a different deck is because I was using the Wild Mystic, and I pulled the Create, the Trick card, and the Courage card. Literally exactly what Steve just said. Why are you hindering yourself and your creativity when you know that you're better than that? When you know you can actually fucking do it because you've done it before. Be mindful of your intentions, specifically when you're making those decisions, so that you don't self-fulfill your own prophecy. Allow some positivity in me. Now, as far as the other thing, so when I started pulling cards, the only thing that I heard, and it's part of why I switched decks, was because all I heard was you ask me if he was okay. He's okay, but he knows that you're not. He's okay. Your world didn't have to stop, and it doesn't have to continue to stop. Please don't let it. If you want more, I would much prefer to do this offline. I would rather do this type of reading in private. So if you want me to continue that, please message me. And if you don't, that's okay too. That one's going to be up to you. But your actual question, yes, he's okay. Have some courage in yourself and have some faith in yourself. And if you need people, tell us. We may be psychic, but we're also trying to give you space where you need it. We love you. Don't let your world fall. In that case, there's too much risk. Live every day like it's your last. I love you. Okay. And I'm going to go take a minute. If y'all would like to continue without me for a moment, Missy is up next. She wanted a general read. I'll be back in a minute.
All right.
And Pam, to answer your question earlier, I don't mean to switch subjects, but to answer your question earlier, um, if you want us to check you out, just reach out to us here on Facebook, and you can we can either set it up online, we can take and do it in person at one of the events that we have coming up, or even at the shop if you can get to Lexington. Just reach out and let us know what works best for you, and we can help out.
Absolutely. We'll
Love you,
take it.
Mimi. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good, dude.
Nah, Chick, you're not a Debbie Downer. You just got some things that are weighing on you.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely, we can set that up.
All right. So a general read for Missy. Huh? All right. All right. Ray, you got cards?
I do now.
Awesome.
You want me to start swinging?
Yup.
All right. All right, Chick. Why are you doubting yourself so much? Because there is a difference between doubt and accountability. And I need you to not doubt yourself as much, even if you want to hold yourself accountable. It's okay. It's cool. Um, but one of the interesting cards that I got for yours was the crossed card, which is You feel like something's changing and stuff, so you're trying to find the purpose behind that change. Because one cycle is ending and another one's starting to begin. And honestly, I need you to ground for a little bit and take some time with your ancestors as well. Instead of, letting that doubt and stuff slow down your progress, don't be afraid to take chances. Like Steve was telling your sister. Makes sense? Okay. It doesn't hurt to take the time to, discern what you're actually looking for and contemplate, but don't be afraid to take the chances. And I'm sure Steve's going to be able to add a little bit more insight to that for me.
Gonna give it a go.
All right.
So there is a whole lot right now of wanting to restrict what it is that you say and how it is that you feel and what it is that you want to save face and to keep the peace. The thing that you're not understanding is it's actually making it worse. So we have the vanguard, the sacrifice, and balance. We're literally preemptively setting ourselves up to fail because we think that that's the best option to keep the peace. If you're already in a situation where you're believing that you have to sacrifice yourself so that you can save from some drama, you're not living your life. You're not even compromising. You're accommodating somebody else's actions and thoughts. You're really stifling yourself, which can lead to that, doubt. It can lead to a lot of staying in comfort zones instead of actually having clear boundaries. It can do that. And the reason why I'm bringing that up, we have the warlock, soulful, and bliss. So in this particular sense, this is talking about the divine masculine, the warlock. It's talking about divine masculine, the presence, the ass behind the intention. We're actually talking about meat and potatoes as opposed to a lot of lip service. Soulful in this deck talks a lot about, the spiritual end of things, but it's more about being spiritually fruitful, understanding what it is that is not just wanted, but needed for the upkeep of your own soul, for your own sanity, for, your own benefit, or depending on the situation, others' benefit. And bliss in this particular situation is talking a lot about not just happiness. This is talking about the perception of it. So, matching with the first three cards, this is talking about what it is that you're giving up. This is about what you're holding back so that other people can quote unquote succeed, or other people can quote unquote stay happy, or other people can quote unquote, not be rageaholics. Be careful on doing that shit, chick. It's really coming back to bite you right now. The reason why I say that is we have the All-Seer, the Watcher, literally back to back, the All-Seer and the Watcher, and then the Resolute. In other words, this is talking about expectation. It's no longer a situation where you're thanked for the things that you do in a proper way, or sometimes even acknowledged when you do these things. It's more of a, well, you're going to do it anyway, right? You're going to do this, right? Well, why didn't you do this when you always do? It's starting to get to a point to where the things that you would typically do because they are things that you genuinely do out of the goodness of your heart are being taken for granted. And the reason why is because you don't fight back. You don't speak up. You don't really root for yourself. You've got to start to get a little bit of a backbone when it comes to what it is that you want in life. It's not about doing it at other people's expense, or succeeding just by the skin of your teeth, or waiting for something to fall in your lap. It's about putting up or shutting up. It's about being about it, not bitching about it. And you're going to find that life is a lot simpler and a lot less dramatic when you live that way. Integrity is a thing, and so is humility. And that's where that particular sweet spot is that a lot of people are searching for. When you know what it is that you want, you know who it is that you are, no one else is going to ask a question about it, because you don't have anything to prove to yourself or other people. And that's what gets rid of that doubt and exchanges it for confidence. Hopefully we were able to heal.
All right. And next on the list is Mr. Talby. Lisa Gordon Snyder says she was heading to take her off the list.
Okay.
We apologize we didn't get to you. Hopefully we can get you next time.
Okay. So y'all got Missy?
Mm-hmm.
Okie doke. Lisa Gordon Snyder was headed to bed?
Yes.
Okay.
Why don't you take you a minute?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I just wanted to make sure that I had the list right for y'all. Talby's next.
Mm-hmm.
And then Melissa Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rob. So. All right. Bye, guys. I am going to dip out for the night. But, love y'all. I just need some pocket glitter.
Ninja dust. All right. Talby.
Mr. Talby, what did he want? A general?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I was answering somebody's questions. Toby wants a ref. Well, better. All right.
All right. Good shit. Awesome. You want to go first? You want me to, Ray?
I'll let you go first this time.
Okay. This has got all that good dad shit going with it. So this is, and thank God for that. This is actually a pretty uplifting reading. Because Lord mercy, the dramatic plot twist tonight. But we have the tribe, we have the flame, and we have the navigator. Literally, this is speaking about passion for family. This is about wanting to forge ahead, wanting to find the right path, wanting to do the right things in order to make sure that your family's provided for, that you're doing the right shit, that you're being the right person. It literally just harkens to being the flame in the dark, where people can actually come and stay warm, where people can, see a beacon, a light that they can follow to get home, so that, there is a home to come home to. Fires were a central spot in a lot of homes up until just recent times, because it's where you cooked, that's where you slept, that's where you did your laundry, that's where you did a lot of your shit. So it's making sure that you are a good central point, maybe not the focal point, but a good central point to your new family. The next one is a little bit of a warning, and it's not a heavy warning, but it's a little bit of a warning. So we have the swift, we have the elder, and then we have the bastion. This is talking about not getting too wrapped up in being older. This is talking about not, well, I'm a dad now, I've aged 40 years and, I can't live a life. This is making sure that you understand that you're still your own person. You just have a different set of priorities. You have a little person that you're trying to make sure is raised in the right ways. That should never be a chore. That should never feel like it's an obligation. That should be a want. This family was started because you guys wanted to do the thing. Here you go. Do the thing. Live your life. Have some fun with it. Lastly, we have the secret, we have the awakener, and we have the champion. Now, this is that whole thing that I love about you, Toby, and that is there is this understanding that that you got it in you, you just don't know that you got it in you. And this is literally that very understanding. We have the secret, so the mystery, the whole, well, this is something that is locked inside somewhere. But then we have the awakener, which is the epiphany and the aha moment. And then we have the champion, which is literally a fuck, I've got this. I can do this. I can be this person that, I think I should be. Not the one that I'm, supposed to be, that I'm, suggested to be by society. This is the one that I know I am. This is the one I know I should be. which, like all my readings do, loops back to the very beginning in that allows you to actually stoke that fire a little bit, keep it going. It's going to be okay. You guys have this. It is a scary time. No one is ever really, and Raymond could probably attest to this, no one is ever really ready to be a parent, even if they say they are, because you don't know what to expect, especially with your first one. But that's also part of the awesomeness behind it. It is a new chapter of your life that you get to have by starting a new one. It's awesome. It's a blessing, man. You've got this. You're good dad material. Do the dad thing. Go ahead, Ray.
And to add what Steve was saying and stuff, remember, being a dad doesn't mean you have to sacrifice everything else that you enjoy about your life. The wonderful thing is if you raise your kids around it, they're going to enjoy it too. And then you have a whole new person to talk to about. That is the beautiful thing. It's remembering that, one, they're kids, and two, you've been a kid too. So you know how to make it fun. You know, a little off the topic from the reading and stuff. I introduced my kids to anime when they were little, and they still love it. I introduced them to horror films when they were younger. You know, I built up from not as scary to scarier films. They love it. Same thing with paranormal. You know, it's giving them the chance to be observant of it and get the feel for it to take and decide if it resonates with them. That's the awesome thing about it. You know, when you get to introduce this one to all the things that you love, you don't have to sacrifice them. Let them be a part of it. The great thing about family is it's one unit. It's not different pieces. Your life doesn't have to be different pieces. You figure out how to make it whole. Don't, like Steve said, don't doubt yourself. You're going to be an awesome dad. Okay? It's easy to obsess over. It's easy to worry about. But you've got this.
Awesome. You got anything else, Ray?
That pretty much covers it.
So see, Toby, got it from two different people. One of them is actually a dad, and one of them plays a dad on TV. You're going to be fine, man. You got this more than you think you do.
Yeah. All right. I think we got Melissa and Rob left.
Yup.
Miss Melissa, if you're ready, do you have any questions for Steve?
Yeah, let me know, madam, if you got a question or direction, or if I'm just doing a general. Of course, let us know if you're still in the comment section.
Love you too, Toby. Toby said he's going to go pass out now.
Do it. Go get slept. Give that pillow some awesome head, dude.
Here's Miss Melissa. No specific questions, just general and health.
Okay. All right. Cats seem to want to talk a lot tonight, so we're going to keep using them. They're the safe deck anyway. Alright. So general stuff and health. Alright, let's see what we got here. All right. Huh. It's an interesting set of cards you have there, Miss Melissa. So we have the novice, we have bliss, and then we have the elder. This is literally talking about not exactly having all of the answers to happiness. You know, we're another year older, it's another revolution around the sun, and here we are. There should be some new experiences. There probably are some new experiences. There probably have been some new experiences recently. But it's how we need to motivate and move with those. And it's finding happiness in more than just the typical avenues. So the novice and the bliss card are talking about finding those things that you're not so great at, but you love, or finding those new beginnings of, well, I never thought I would really like this, but I kind of do. And then the elder is talking about finding those things later on in life. Well, I wish I would have found this sooner, or I wish I would have started this sooner, or wish I would have known that sooner. In this particular sense, the reading's coming across like those kind of things are either on their way to happening or are currently happening. And the thing that you need to remember is it isn't about needing to do it sooner, it's the fact that you're doing it now. You're coming across brand new things and brand new loves and brand new, interests, or at least new ways of experiencing the things that you've always loved. That's an awesome thing, and you should let it do as it needs to do. All right. So then we have the Sentinel, the Awakener, and the Trickster. In this particular sense, going off of the first bit, a Sentinel is a protector. That's literally what it is. It's a watch. It's literally a guard dog, or a sentry kind of thing, a guardsman. And then you have the Awakener, which in this deck, once again, it talks about epiphanies in, having the aha moments. And then the Trickster is a lot like the Devil card when it comes to tarot. Excuse me. But this is talking more about both having the epiphany that you are stuck in your ways and also needing to have the epiphany that you're stuck in your ways. Basically, similar to being a little bit open with the last bit, we're either starting new things or we're finding a new approach. It's the same kind of deal. We're either awakening to new things, whether that be spiritual or, perception, or we're kind of keeping ourselves from that. We've already awakened to it and we're kind of like, nah. the big thing that you have to be careful of, and there is in every one of your readings, literally every one of your readings, your husband does come up. The charmer did come up. The thing that you need to keep in mind is that these are all things, good or bad, that you should allow yourself to experience. I mean, within reason, you don't want to intentionally get yourself harmed or intentionally do something stupid. But what I mean by bad is nothing happens. You try something and it's not for you, or you go to do something and it falls through. That kind of thing is what I mean by bad in this particular aspect. So we have the charmer, which is always your husband when it comes to things. We have the untouchable, and then we have the resolute. You're not going to forsake or lose or tarnish your husband's memory by doing things that he wouldn't have approved of. So things that you kind of didn't do or didn't want to get into because it wasn't something he vibed with, or if it's something that you guys always wanted to do that he did vibe with and you didn't get the opportunity, it's okay to go ahead and try that. He's not going to be offended. It's not going to be a thing where you're going to get some kind of spiritual trouble for living. Allow yourself to be happy, to actually go and do the fun things, to try the new food, to visit the new places, to take those new risks. Live your life like you were a kid with a wanderlust. It's all right to do so. You're only as old as you feel. Age is just a number. It's not a sentence. Do your thing, chick. Live your life. Alrighty.
All right, Mr. Rob, you still in the room, sir? And Pam Harris said, thank you to all three of us. So whenever Pat comes back later, we can tell her she said thank you.
Okie doke.
Yep,
And I
Rob's
think,
still here. Huh?
good. I think Mr. Rob is just for you.
He sure is.
He is all yours.
All right. So you said business. Sounds like a earth and bone kind of thing. And Melissa said, thank you, Steven. Love y'all. We love you too.
Glad I can be of service to you, Miss Melissa.
Business. As I'm shuffling, can I get a little bit more clarification on your question? Is it about a business that you own or think of starting? Rebranding. That makes sense. Okay. One of the main things to remember here, Rob, is to keep your integrity in check. And have faith in what you're doing. It's easy to get caught up in the sentimentality of wanting to rebrand just to take and make money, but remember to maintain your integrity. Don't try to play yourself off as something that you're not. And also, whenever it comes to the business and looking at the progression, don't constantly raise the bar of expectations and miss the progress that you've actually made. Because, you've put in the hard work and stuff, but take a moment to step back and actually evaluate what you've accomplished with your business already. Give the diligence its due, because you've put the hard work in. You've done it, dude. And honestly, taking a reach out to, somebody that that's had a little bit more experience. That's something I'm getting to. There's somebody that that has been doing this even longer than you have, and reach out to them. I think you're going to take and get a lot of help from that. They'll be able to point you in a even better direction with the rebranding. Because it's somebody that you actually think of as a mentor. Let me draw one nice card here. Yeah, because there's somebody that you really, really trust that's going to be able to help you with that expansion. Absolutely, sir. I hope that helps.
Awesome. I think that wraps up the list.
It does.
But thank you guys for joining us for Tarot Night Live for February. We're going to do it again. Wow. We're going to do it again at the end. There's the proper words of March. So the last Thursday of March, we'll be back here doing this. Again, it's going to work the same way. Readings are free unless you pop stars. If you give us some stars or a donation, you of course get bumped to the top of the list. Technically, you're a paying customer. But otherwise, readings are absolutely free. You just got to get on the list. But I'll be live with the forecast tomorrow sometime. And it'll probably be midday-ish. I've got some shit to do tomorrow night, so we're going to go a little bit early. But there's some interesting stuff going on. And Venus goes in fucking retrograde on Sunday. Hooray. My favorite, air quote until my fingers break, favorite retrograde on Sunday. So we're going to be talking about that coming up tomorrow. But thank you guys for spending your Thursday night with us. You all are awesome. And thank you for indulging us, letting us read you. It's really cool of you. And you can always come and see us at the events. Light It Up is coming up the 15th and 16th, and the 29th and 30th is going to be Sacred Journey Market. Also, you have until 10 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow morning to sign up for Saturday's 300 level class with Mr. Chris Davis. He's going to be going over sigil, seals, and wards. You can find the sign up link on the digital flyer post that's floating around, or you can go to spiritmechanics.com and find it in our special events section in the drop down box. It's $60. It starts at 6 p.m. on Saturday evening and should only be a couple hours. We're also going to be mailing you some materials. So that's why there is the cutoff point of tomorrow morning. That way we have time to overnight stuff to you. Alrighty. We got anything else, Ray?
Just people saying goodnight. Rob said that we're very gifted and we're amazing. We appreciate. We're just happy to be of service, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow at some point in time. But until we all see you again, and as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and remember that those that have the power to change themselves have the power to change the world around themselves. Love you guys.
Love y'all. Good night.